what just happened? I mean, my goodness. The Raptors don't play a great game. They play a pretty darn good first and fourth quarter. Middle frames were awful. And you lose on a half-court buzzer beater from Jeremy Lamb. Let's talk about this game before we break down what happened there at the end. First quarter, Raptors were doing well. They were actually plus 10 at one point, 30-20. Now that lead does dwindle a little bit, but you're still plus 5, 32-27 after one quarter of play. Second quarter, you kind of lose the offense a bit and you give up 31, and that's a -6 in the quarter. You're actually down by 1 at the half, and I'm like, man, with everybody healthy, Lowry's back tonight, you want to see something good to happen. In the third quarter, the Raptors still can't get anything done. They're minus 11, 37-26. The Raptors give up 68 points in the second and third quarter, whereas they only score 51, -17 in the middle frames. We can talk about the half-court buzzer beater, we can talk about plays down the stretch, but in the end, a -17 second and third quarter is the reason you lost. In the second quarter, it was because of turnovers. At the half, the Raptors had 11 turnovers. They ended the game, where are we here? With 13. Tells you they only had 2 in the second half. Problem, though, in the third quarter, the Hornets could not miss from 3. Now, the reason this happens is because their point guards, Kemba Walker, and I think it was the Graham guy, were driving and just finding wide open guys in the corners and behind 3, and they were knocking down their shots. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Charlotte Hornets made 10 threes in the third quarter. They only scored 37. Do the math. So you could not guard a 3, and they couldn't miss a 3 in the third quarter. And in the second, you turn the ball over. It was like 11 times, leading to 16 or 17 points. That's a lot. And you go into the fourth, stuck 12. You need something. And they get some punches. They get a nice clutch Fred VanVleet 3, a big block from Norman Powell, some good defensive plays, and a couple blocks from Pascal Siakam. They looked good. And you get down to the final couple minutes. Kawhi Leonard take a jump shot, got it. Or I guess it's more or less in the last minute. He makes it, and you got the lead. And I'm like, that's what we're talking about. And then the Hornets come down the floor, miss a shot, and the Raptors have a chance to basically end the game. And I love what Kawhi Leonard has done for this team in many, many ways. But that last shot that the Raptors had in the game today was a terrible option. I understand ISO ball with Kawhi, I get that. But he took a shot while double-teamed from deep, not from 3, but it was a deep 2, and it was 2 guys on him. Siakam shot 10 of 8, Siakam shot 9 of 14. I don't know if Gasol was on the floor in the dying minutes, but if he was 7 of 9. Danny Green was 1 of 5, but I don't care. He's still Danny Green. Lowry was 3 of 5 in minimal shots. Fred VanVleet was out there in the dying minutes. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. That's why you can't tell me Kawhi Leonard was the only guy shooting the ball well. The rest of the team, Fred VanVleet made some big shots. Find the open guy. And he didn't. He took a contested doubled 3 or long 2, and he misses it. They come down the floor, or they get a timeout with like 4 seconds left, and they inbound. I think Fred VanVleet fouls him, and there's like 3.1 on the clock. You're up by 2. They inbound the ball, and the ball gets tipped back towards center court, and we're like, hey, this team's got it. And Jeremy Lamb's like, screw it! Fires a deep 3. I mean, it was more or less a shot. He threw the ball, I guess, from half court, and he banks it in. Did the Raptors deserve the win? No. I wouldn't say they full-on deserved the victory. But man, losing it on that That's rough, man. It does happen, guys. We gotta try and think of it that way. And the good news is that we saw the full lineup out there for only the second time this entire year. And even the first time, you had JV, you had CJ, and you had DeLon Wright. You don't have those guys now. Now, before we even move on, can I please give Raptor fans what the heck am I talking about? Statistic. All right? Let me go to any Toronto Raptors fan page real quick because they posted something, and I want to read it to you guys because, man, oh, man, it is something else. Where is it here? Nope, not from that side. Anyways, I'll keep looking here, guys, but you know what? It tells me, and everyone bashes, what? Marc Gasol and all that kind of stuff. Since that trade, the Raptors went from 23rd percentage in three-point shooting to first since then. Yeah, it doesn't happen with a snap of fingers. Passing, they went from in the low 20s to like top 5. The assist percentage is up. I know people love ripping Marc Gasol because you look at him and you're like, well, I mean, look at his stat line. Look at JV's stat line. You got to remember, Jonas Valanciunas is one of the primary options in Memphis. Do I miss JV? Oh, yeah. I miss the big fella. I miss him dearly. However, with the acquisition of Marc Gasol, it is not only, it'll help the team a little bit, but it has done so many other things. And I could just be the team just catching fire at the right time, which, there you go. But since that trade, the Raptors have been dynamite from 3. They've been moving the ball a lot better. They're passing more. And that's it. And like I said, this lineup today was the first time this year all of the Raptors are healthy at once. The reason I say the first time, because all those guys that were here are gone. So, yeah, people are going to sit here. They're going to blame Nick Nurse for something. They're going to blame somebody for something. But in the end, I mean, the Raptors didn't play a good second and third quarter. And you got just beaten the butt with a half-court buzzer beater shot. It happens, people. Deal with it. All right? You know what? The next game for the Raptors is on, where is it here? Tuesday night at home. The Raptors welcome the Chicago Bulls to Scotiabank Arena. The 21-53 Chicago Bulls, 3-7 in their last 10. I think we know who should win that game. Now, I'm very shocked Kawhi Leonard actually played tonight, just for the reason being that he played so much in the 2 games prior. I didn't think he was going to play tonight. He did. Now, the Raptors lost and all that. I mean, look, he had a pretty damn good game, though. He did get 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists on 10 of 18 shooting. 6-6 from the line. Gives you a couple blocks, plus 10 on the floor. He was all right. Kyle Lowry in his first game back, I wasn't too impressed with him. Look, he does Kyle Lowry things. He's going to take charges. He's going to move the ball well. He's going to be that guy. Now, if you look at the stat line, it's not too appetizing. 7.6 assists and 2 rebounds on 3 of 5 shooting, and a -8 on the floor. So you want to look at that and say a big problem. Yeah, Danny Green, 1 of 5 shooting. You're not going to see that too often. He didn't make a 3 tonight. You're not going to see that too often. Marc Gasol, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists on 7 of 9 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, a steal, 3 blocks, and he was a +3. Siakam with 23, 7 and 5, as we've gotten used to seeing. He's just an absolute beast out there. Van Vliet with 12 off the bench. Norman Powell, I thought, was incredible. In the 12 minutes he played, he had 10 points and 4 of 5 shooting, 2 steals, and a block, and a +8 on the floor. I'm not saying I would want to see Norman Powell in those dying minutes, but man, I want to see more of Norman Powell, please. That's just my thought towards that, all right? So, guys, you know what? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoy this video, and you guys are heartbroken about the way the game ended in tonight's ball game. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of the video? What'd you like? What'd you not like? All that crazy stuff that happened in the game today. And Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition. It's probably going to be on Thursday afternoon, all right? So the link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys. Blue Jays edition. It is going to be Wednesday for the season preview. Preview. There we go. Before the Jays have their first game of the season against the Detroit Tigers on Thursday, late mid-afternoon, 3:37 first pitch at Rogers Center. As for the Toronto Maple Leafs, their next game, I think it's tomorrow night. I think who do they take on tomorrow? I know they play tomorrow. Right, they're taking on the Florida Panthers at Scotiabank Arena. It is a 7 o'clock puck drop at Scotiabank Arena, like I just said. It's that Montembeault, guys. Sam Montembeault. I'll hear the name tomorrow, and I'll be able to tell you guys tomorrow. Against Frederik Andersen for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He looks to continue to play well and build on these last 2 good starts for him. And the Leafs look to get back into the win column after that tough loss against the New York Rangers last night. All right. And as for the Raptors, guys, like we have talked about, their next game is on Tuesday, as they welcome in the Chicago Bulls to Scotiabank Arena. It's a 7:30 tip-off. You want to get back into the win column. The Raptors have lost 2 straight games now. Now, one was the tough one against Oklahoma City, where the officials pooped all over us as usual. And tonight, a half-court buzzer beater beat you. So, I mean, look, score-wise, we can say, well, they lost in the second, third. They did. But in the end, you lost on a half-court buzzer beater. So that's just the way that works, guys. It happens, whatever. I'd just rather it not happen in the playoffs. I'd rather it happen now and against a Charlotte Hornet team. Fine by me. And as for the Raptors, guys, like we said, Chicago on Tuesday night at Scotiabank Arena, 7:30 tip-off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys then.